Welcome back now to Derivability. Okay, here we're going to take a look, another video in mechanical engineering. Here we're looking at kinetic energy of a rigid body in 3 dimensions. All right, kinetic energy is a scalar, so if you've been watching the recent videos on things involving forces, moments, angular momentum, all vectors, all involving cross products. Okay, here we have some cross products, but because kinetic energy is a scalar, this is going to be a little bit easier going. That and we're building on things we've already seen before. Okay, all right. So you can see here 3-dimensional coordinate system and 3-dimensional rigid body over on the left there. Okay, and of course we need to know some kinematics. Okay, and then we're just going to use, to start with, a very familiar formula for the kinetic energy of a mass element dm, or rather m sub I to start with. So we use capital T for kinetic energy, 1/2 m sub I v sub I o squared. Okay, that's the velocity of that mass element I, that little cube element inside the rigid body, okay, with respect to an outside origin. Okay, now to get the derivation going, we want to think of v sub I o squared as the dot product of the vector v sub I o with itself. Okay, so we're going to replace that square with the dot product. Okay, and then each of the individual vectors in the dot product we're going to replace with the kinematics here. Okay, now to start with, that's making things maybe just a bit more complicated looking, but of course the goal is to arrive at some hopefully straightforward formula for the entire rigid body. Okay, all right, now what we need to do next to get the kinetic energy of the entire rigid body is to integrate this whole formula over dm. Okay, so my m sub I is going to turn into a dm that's going to go at the end of the integration. If you like, the 1/2 can be written out front. Okay, we have an integral. All right, then we have the dot product of this big long vector here, underlined in red, with itself. And that we can write as if it's a binomial square up to a certain point. Okay, so I'm going to take the first element in that binomial, omega cross r sub I g. Okay, and then that first term is going to be squared, or if you like, with vectors dotted with itself. Okay, then I'm going to get 2 times the product of the 2 terms, just like we would do in a binomial square. Okay, I'm going to write the v sub go first, and then dot omega cross r sub I g. Okay, and then we're going to take the dot product vgo with vgo. Okay, I think we just know that's going to be the scalar v sub go squared. Okay, and then this entire integrated dm. Okay, all right, now let's do the easy part first. Okay, now this can be separated into 3 integrals. Okay, you got 3 terms inside the integrand. Okay, so I'm going to do the third term first, I guess. Maybe we can label these 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the third term, when I distribute the 1/2 into each term, and of course the dm as well, okay, that third term is going to be the integral of 1/2 v sub go squared dm. Okay, well, I brought the 1/2 inside the integral. I didn't need to do that, but the v sub go squared is a constant, and what we're left with is just basically the integration of dm, which is m. Okay, so we get 1/2 m v sub go squared. Okay, and this, I hope you recognize, as just being the translational kinetic energy of this rigid body, okay, recognizing that this center of mass has some velocity vector to it, v sub go. Okay, all right, so that part is taken care of. Okay, next let's take a look at the second term here. Okay, now here, let me just go ahead and bring the constant things outside of the integration. Okay, now here I have a 1/2, which is going to cancel with that 2. Okay, so that's gone. Okay, the v sub go is constant with respect to the integration over m. It's just whatever the velocity of the center of mass is. Okay, then we're dotting this, parentheses, omega is a constant with respect to the integration. Okay, that just kind of corresponds to, you know, whatever the angular velocity vector is for this rigid body. Okay, and I'm just kind of drawing it generically at some place. The place doesn't matter, but in the rigid body. Okay, then I have omega cross. Okay, now the rest of this is an integration of r sub I g dm. Okay, then we can close the parentheses. All right, now what about this this integration here? Okay, let's just take a look at that separately. Okay, this comes up a lot in rigid body mechanics, and this integral ends up being the total mass times the coordinate of the centroid relative to where all the positions were being measured. Okay, well, basically we're figuring out where the centroid is relative to the centroid. Okay, that is the 0 vector. So this middle part just it doesn't equal 0 as an integrand, but it integrates to 0. Okay. All right. So where the real work occurs with that first part. So let me create some clean space here, and we'll get back to it in a minute. Okay, we're back. All right. So in blue, t equals 1/2 the integration of omega cross r sub I g squared, essentially dot product with itself, plus 1/2 mv squared of the center of mass, g. Okay, that's the translational kinetic energy part. Now, to deal with the integrand that we have remaining, we're going to need a vector identity, okay, sometimes called a scalar triple product. I made a video about this not all that long ago. You should check it out if you want to see the proof. Okay, but it basically says if you have a cross product of two vectors dotted into a third one, there is kind of a cyclic property among the three vectors, and you always get the same result. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we have a dot product. We're going to consider the first omega cross r to be A, and then in the cross product we're going to consider omega to be B and r to be C. Okay, and then we're going to translate it from this version to that version. Okay, so just taking a look at this first part of the integral, which we labeled 1 before. Okay, so we have a 1/2. Okay, and then I'm going to write that b first, okay, inside the integration, omega dot parentheses, and then c cross a. All right, well, c is r sub ig cross, and then a is this whole cross product, omega cross r sub ig, okay, dm. All right. Okay, now, you might say, well, gosh, what do we do with this now? All right, well, the answer is not much, because Okay, the omega can be brought outside, being a constant. Otherwise, this integration of r cross omega cross r, in parentheses dm, well, this is just, you might say, kind of our definition for the angular momentum vector of this rigid body. Now, since these points are referencing g, okay, this is the angular momentum of that rigid body about its center of mass. Okay, so this actually resolves pretty quickly here. There are no more calculations left to be done to end up with our result. So we get t is 1/2 omega dot h sub g plus 1/2 m v sub g o squared. Okay, and that's it for now. Okay, so remember, this last term is the translational kinetic energy of the entire rigid body. Okay, and we can interpret this first term as the rotational kinetic energy of the body concerning its rotation about its center of mass. Okay. Now, it might be just mildly unsatisfying here to stop here and say, okay, well, what can we do with h sub g? Okay, well, I think what you'll like to do is take a look at a recent video of mine on the angular momentum vector of a rigid body in 3 dimensions. Okay, and depending on details, that might be kind of a long formula of itself, in and of itself. Okay, this h sub g. So generally, when we use this formula for kinetic energy, what we do is we calculate h sub g first. Okay, then we kind of insert it into this formula, okay, as needed. Okay, one last thing I might mention, okay, is that if you have some fixed point P, then you can use the parallel axis theorem and just write this as 1/2 omega dot h sub p. Okay, that doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, we can use that special case. Okay, more generally, we're going to be using the more general formula. Okay, all right. Well, I think that's going to do it for our derivation here right now together. So thanks for hanging out with me for this video. Hopefully it's been helpful. Give me a subscribe. Share this with your classmates and other friends, and I hope to see you again in my next video.